Well, hello, Virgo. How are you? You ready for a little December 2018 reading? I happen to have one for you. It's gonna be a good one. This is so good. We're gonna start out with the I-ching. You guys have card number 2. The receptive. Devotion brings wholeness. Now this is on page 10. 10, the number of the fruition of a cycle completed. Okay, here we go. There is a time to lead and a time to let others lead. Devotion is the graceful application of service to something worthy, as a mare willingly carries a kind rider over the earth. Her strength and nobility are not taken from her. So it is with humans when they allow themselves to be wisely guided rather than acting on their own initiative. But what if they don't think things through? What if they don't overanalyze the situation? What if they don't Virgo it up, right? It's a struggle. Devotion is the graceful application of service to something worthy. How do we deem something worthy? By what's in your heart. What does your heart tell you? What does your gut tell you? Knowing that you could easily find your own way there, but having the ability to relinquish control and allow someone else to lead you there, to take you there, not be in the backseat or passenger driver. The next 2 cards come from the surrender deck. We have surrender the habit of people pleasing and surrender to the wisdom of your body. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Virgo, this is so you. So you. Be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Let me tell you a little story about this. It was probably a year ago when I was sitting on the corner of a bed in the middle of Iowa. Yes, the state, Iowa. As I was listening to who is now a great friend of mine and an ex-boyfriend explain how he felt as though I placed the responsibility of my happiness on his shoulders. How my happiness was so defined or based on his actions, and that it was too much of a responsibility. That is the best conversation to date that I have ever had, because it changed my life, and I will forever thank him for that and give him credit for that. I say it all the time, because however it was worded, I'm sure it had been said to me numerous times before, but for some reason that day it clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely have been doing that. My entire mood, my entire day was based upon the validation or the actions that he took, because I was refusing to be responsible for my own happiness. And then I found Abraham Hicks, and I listened to probably 3 months worth, almost nonstop, of Abraham Hicks, until I was finally able to grasp just how irresponsible and unfair my expectations had been. Nobody else on this entire planet, in this universe, is responsible for your happiness other than yourself, because it's a choice. You can choose to be happy, or you can choose to not be happy. You can choose to change your life, better your life, fall in love with yourself and your own life, create your own dreams, your own goals, or you can choose not to. What is number 1 on my list did not come easy. I went through the whole, oh, this is so selfish, or people are going to think that I'm self-centered. But what I found was when you focus on your own happiness, you become the best version of yourself that has not even previously been introduced to you. You couldn't even fathom it. And it reflects outward, and people notice, and your relationships change. And I think that you also begin to maybe even expect a little bit more from people, as far as maybe feeling sorry a little less and maybe encouraging a little more. It's easy to not even realize that you've fallen into that victim status. It's almost kind of as easy as not realizing how much you've fallen into the cycle of putting yourself last, of making excuses. And so to me, this card is huge. This speaks volumes as to what you guys are going through. And I hope so much that you guys genuinely work on this. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. What does your gut say about this person or situation or relationship? And what did your gut say 2 weeks into it? Chances are it's probably the same thing. Isn't it funny how we think that we can get there on our own rather than being guided by another or by our intuition? Surrendering the control and listening to what the universe is trying to say, acknowledging the red flags. Then we have Vision Quest. Take a moment just to take in that card. Step back. You know when you experience a beautiful sunset like this, or you get a big ass speeding ticket and they set you back a little or a lot, while both encouraging you to slow down. Take the time to get to know your soul so that you will realize your purpose and you will know your truth. Your limitations are what you make them. It's kind of like the dog on one of those retractable leashes, right? Except for you're in control of whether or not you push that button. So they're running and then all of a sudden, whoop, they whip back, right? Let yourself run. Stop whipping yourself back. Then you have Peace Pipe. Again, the imagery is so gorgeous. I love how the sun comes through those feathers. And there's like that positive ray of light over the entire top of that peace pipe. Heal those old wounds. They are stemming from people, from situations, from circumstances. The time has come for you to do whatever is needed to make amends. Bless them before you send them on their way. Forgive yourself just as you forgive them. Forgiveness. Forgiveness does not say that you are completely okay with them being a hurtful, lying piece of shit. Forgiveness is when you say, I have allowed your actions to affect my well-being for long enough, and I will no longer allow your inability to be a kind, honest, loving human being have a negative effect on my life anymore, because I'm releasing it. And I hope you heal whatever is causing you to be such a piece of shit. You don't have to give them a cookie. You don't have to make them up a good job certificate. All you have to do is simply say, you don't mean enough to me anymore for your actions to affect me. But they affected me for long enough. They did back in the day. Well, now we've met the end of that road. And I'm going to move on in peace, in harmony. I'm going to stand firm in the trust, in the knowing that I have so much light in my future. Then we have your guys' work, career, and finance. 6 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. The 6 of Cups, look at her. There she sits, right? It's when we are willing to go sit on a rock in the middle of the ocean, drink 5 or 6 glasses of wine, because that's when our best ideas come to us. Okay, maybe not, having to go sit on a rock in the ocean, right? But in all seriousness, when we are quiet-minded, when we can quiet our mind, when we can zip the lips of our thoughts, we remove ourselves from the potential of any judgment that we might perceive, and we just allow our creative juices to flow. That is when we can really feel the positive effects of this card. Sometimes it takes sitting within our thoughts, sitting with our emotions, looking deep into them like she is into her cup, and understanding where they come from and why, and what are we going to do with them. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. This guy, look at him. He is so proud of his success and his stability that he felt like he needed a crown, but all he had was some leftover wreath from Christmas, so he threw that on his head. Put a feather in his hat and called himself Yankee Doodle, right? No matter what your crown is made of, know that you have, in fact, earned it. You deserve it, and it's here to stay for a while. One of the best parts about this card is knowing that your foundation, your finances are strong enough to be able to turn around and help somebody else in need. We always are going to get back tenfold of whatever it is that we've given out. That goes both ways, so if you're being a little bit of a douche, you're probably going to get a little bit of the douche back. On that note, we shall move into love and romantic relationships. Being the over-analytical or attention to detail, detail-oriented person that you are, always wanting to cover the spectrum, make sure you didn't miss anything. For everyone else, I have pretty much only used the Jewel deck. You guys needed 3 decks for your love and romantic relationships, so here we are. Ask and you shall receive, alright? The Jewel. Every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. There is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust. We, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. Trust. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Every event presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. Think about it. Think about this, Virgo. Riding a bike, learning how to roller skate, giving a blowjob. The experience is ever greater the more experience you have, right? Oh yeah, I just went there. Left turn Clyde, head first, dove right on in. You didn't even see it coming. There was no curve ahead, nothing. Bam! There it is. Whoop! There it is. You are going to come out as one strong, understanding, confident jewel. Trust that. Because when you can trust that, you can appreciate all of the fuckery you've had to deal with in your life. Rebel deck. You are going through some tough shit. That's what that card says. Now isn't that the truth, right? Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Blech, right? Everyone has their turn. So true. Lately, I think that we have all gotten a pretty strong dose of this fuckery, right? Just remember, Virgo, you have a 100% success rate at surviving the fuckery that life dishes out. So keep it up. You always have a choice. You either are going to or you're not. Keep it up. Then to finish out the reading, we have a card from my Mystical Wisdom deck, and it is Competition. It says summon courage and self-confidence. Look at the moon, the water, the fierceness in that gaze, the peacock feathers, the valley into the unknown. Assert yourself. Go after whatever it is that you dream of. As long as you can accept that there is challenges ahead, you are going to endure the struggles and keep your head above water at the same time. So much easier. This card encourages you to defend your position without compromise or negotiation. Look at that tiger. He's like, argue with me. I dare you. I'll fucking eat you. I will rip your head off. You need to find the courage, persistence, and determination that will ultimately lead you to victory. So what is it? Is there a little competition in the relationship? If so, is it even worth fucking with? I mean, really? If they're willing to wander? Yeah. Personally, I kind of want to be the center of somebody's things that interest them, people that turn them on. Not having to, stand in a line. Because what does that say about their respect for you? And if you let that go unnoticed, what does it say about your respect for yourself? Just remember, you are so deserving of love. You are so worthy of it. You are going to make somebody so thankful for what they have in life. You are a blessing. You are a jewel. And you are going to find your counterpart. When you do, don't forget to show your appreciation to those who have lined up that divine timing. I wish you guys the happiest of holiday seasons. I love you so very much. And I'll see you again next year. This is it. This is the fucking end of 2018. Check, check. Moving on. Moving on up. Right, Virgo? Let's go get it. Much love. Until next time. Bye-bye.